What is up? Filming live in the bedroom tonight. Got a lot going on downstairs. You got a 5-year-old, 1.5-year-old, and they're eating and making noise. So I said, you know what? I'll come up to the bedroom and I'll film my live. Casual hustle hangout, right? You already know the deal. Team no sleep, and boy, has today been no sleep. So, if you don't already know, I go by Richie Hustles. I hustle hard on Amazon. I make money via Facebook Marketplace, Amazon FBA, Merchant Fulfilled, Mercari, all these different avenues. And every Friday night at 6 o'clock, I hop on for about an hour or so, and we have a casual hangout. And it's a chance for you to really ask me anything you'd like that has to do with Amazon, selling, Mercari, just kind of if you want to know something, whatever it is. Let me shut this vibration off so it doesn't. Okay. So this is a place where I get a lot of DMs and stuff. So this is a good time to ask me any question you want. Now, if you can tell in my voice, I got that frogginess going on. You know what I mean? Got the frogginess going on. Let me tell you what's going on before we hop into some questions. While I'm telling you this, if you're new here, drop your questions in the chat. I'll get to all your questions, hopefully, and we can go from there. This phone keeps going off like crazy. Let me put it on silent here. All right. So let's talk about Thanksgiving first. I hope everybody had a wonderful Thanksgiving. I hope you spent a lot of good time with your friends, family, whoever that you spent time with. Appreciate that. You know what I mean? Take a break, step back. Hope you all had a good time, and hope everything was blessed on your end. I gotta tell you, the night before Thanksgiving, I drank so much. I had a lot to drink, and I'm not a big drinker. You know what I mean? Back in the days when in my younger years in the club, I was a little bit of a drinker. You know what I mean? I'm not that big of a drinker anymore. You know, so man, all it took was like 4 or 5 Crown Royals, and I was good. So then I got home at like 2 or 3 in the morning, and the next day is Thanksgiving. Woke up pretty exhausted. Had Thanksgiving, had some more drinks, stayed up. This is where it gets crazy. Stayed up on Thanksgiving because on Walmart's website, Walmart said on certain items that they would become available at midnight. I stayed up till midnight, like this on the couch. I'm like zombified, okay? Stay up till midnight. Midnight comes, all of a sudden, it says, this price is for in-store only. I don't know if anybody else has experienced that issue with Walmart, Thanksgiving Eve, and I thought that was a little shady because the whole time it said, this is going to become available 12 a.m. online, blah, blah, blah. So then you wait, and then all of a sudden it says prices for in-store only. Okay, so I get home. So I go to bed at like 12:30. I was looking at some of the websites, not crazy about the deals. You know, things are different now. It didn't hit the same. You know what I mean? And I said, how am I going to get up at 4:30 in the morning to go crush Black Friday, right? So I wake up automatically at 3:58. 3:58 in the morning. I only get about a little over 3 hours sleep, okay? And I probably didn't fall asleep until, I don't even know, 1:15. So I'm basically running on fumes, especially from drinking the night before and whatever, okay? I wake up at 4 o'clock and I'm like, I gotta get up. If I don't get up now, I'm gonna miss the jump. You know what I'm saying? The jump is getting out there early and getting a head start. Well, I ended up falling back asleep this morning, but somehow God shook me at 5:05 because my alarm wasn't going off. 5:05, God was shaking me saying, yo, you gotta get up. Gotta get these dinners. Let's go. And man, I'm telling you, I never hopped out of my bed so quick, like Tom and Jerry. Like I was just like, whoa! Like I was very like, boom, let's go crush it, you know. So my day started at 5:05 this morning, and I was able to get to a Walmart the closest to me at 5:15. Smashed it. Had a really good day. I unloaded my truck at least 5 times, going back and forth. Different Walmarts, TJ Maxx, Marshalls, a little bit of Target. Disappointed in Target. Like this whole Black Friday thing, I was very disappointed in Target altogether. And I just got home today, just about a half an hour ago. I ate a little something and I said, I gotta make it to my live. I gotta make it on time so that way I can answer any questions that you might have. And we'll go through some of the deals. We'll talk through some of the deals. And sorry if the light seems a little bright. Let me see if I can fix it. Is that a little bit better? Not so bright. Or maybe I can do this. See, that looks really bright. Hold on. All right. Is that less bright? Is that okay? That's cool. The picture looks good. Sound is good, right? So, as we talk about a couple things, I definitely want to get into Black Friday and get into and talk about some of the stores and some of the deals and what I found, what you found, and the really good sales day that I'm having today. Surprisingly, I thought that I knew it was going to be good today, but like it's been good. We're gonna get into it, okay? So again, if you're new to this live, this is a casual Q&A hangout. On Friday, we do this at Friday at 6 o'clock. It's a chance for you to ask your questions. You can ask me whatever you want. If I have the answer, I'll tell you. If I don't have the answer, I'll try to find you the answer. You know what I mean? And Sunday night, we're still gonna do a live sourcing, like out and about. And I'm just trying to think of where I want to do it because I spent so much time today in Target, Walmart, and all that stuff. I'm not quite sure what's going to be the deal for Sunday, but we'll go somewhere Sunday. I'm just not sure yet. All right? So let's hop right into it and let's see if there are any questions in the chat. We got Johnny Swag. What's up? Colby, how you doing? RG slot wins, make millions all day. Be thankful. Absolutely. Hustle Hangout, let's go. What's good, Logan? How you doing? Hope everybody's hustling, having a great Black Friday. Yep, did last night. It sucked. Yeah, man. I don't know what the hell was going on online with these websites, and like the deals are like not, they're just not the same. There was only a couple of deals that were in-store deals that seemed to be worth it. Hello, everyone. What's up? D Middleman Picker, what's good? How you doing? Did you also load up on those printers for 19 bucks? You already know. You follow my IG. Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving, Juan. Picture and sound look good. Great. Looks good. Good. Hey there. What's up from Chi-Town? Chi-Town in the building. What's going on? A couple of thrifters. How you doing? Let's see. Wayne Trading Company. I've been watching you for a while now and have learned a lot, but can you answer me this? Is Sam's Club good enough for an ungating? They call themselves wholesale. So while they do call themselves wholesale, they offer wholesale prices. Well, wholesale prices, but it is not it's not considered a distributor. When you purchase something from Sam's Club, you're going to get a regular retail receipt and not an invoice. So you wouldn't be able to use that Sam's Club receipt for ungating purposes, but you definitely want to hold on to that Sam's Club receipt because if there's ever a question of authenticity or anything like that, you want to make sure that you can prove that you've purchased this item legitimately. So you can use the receipt for that, but you will not be able to use that for ungating. Skipped right over me. What do you mean skipped right over you? Let's go back. Was Dennis here? Dennis is mad. Dennis says adios because I skipped over him. But I don't see him. Colby? I see Johnny, Colby, RG Slot wins, Logan, Smokey Blizzard, the middleman, Smokey Blizzard, Juan, Logan, Colby, Wayne, Biggie Millionaire, what up from Chi-Town? Couple of thrifters. I just answered Wayne. Couple of thrifters. What do you auto and gated in? Logan hooking it up with the Bills, man. Salud. Chi Chi. Thanks for that $2 super chat. Hustle Hangout is my favorite part of the week. Much appreciated, Logan. Glad you're here. And then we got Dennis with skipped right over me. He's cursing. He's got an angry face, and now he says adios. I mean, I don't know. What do you want from me, Dennis? Adios, then. There's no chats here. Target had printers for $24.99. It was selling for $69. Target had printers. Yeah, I didn't see those. So the only things I picked up at Target today was I picked up. It's called the indie. I don't even know how the hell to pronounce it. It's a Jurassic Park toy. It's a friggin' T-Rex. But it's not like the T-Rex. It's the, I forget what they're calling it. But those were on sale for $19.99, and they're selling for $55 on Amazon. And I also picked up the new Funko Pop Barbie, yes, Barbie, holiday Funko Pop figure, because that's selling anywhere between $30 and $40, and it's a Target exclusive, and I picked them up for $9 a piece. So you already know I'm a collector. I love that stuff. So the middleman, yeah, I didn't see the printers for $24.99. What would be too easy to get? Yeah. Low D, Walmart has been straight dookie. Yeah, Walmart's been straight dookie, but their Black Friday stuff has been okay. It's been very selective. Their clearance has been trash, and I honestly think that Walmart clearance is going to be trash until after Christmas, until they start discounting things, or at least close to Christmas. Because sometimes what the big box retailers will do is they'll start heavily discounting things closer to Christmas because they want to get a jump on trying to clear all that out. You know what I mean? Like when it's like 2 weeks before Christmas and they still have a ton of stuff, they're going to start discounting that stuff. They want to move it. You know, they don't want to hold on to that stuff. Trust me. I'm telling you, I said it in my last live. This is going to be the biggest after Christmas blowout you've ever seen in your life. I guarantee it. I shouldn't guarantee it because nothing's guaranteed. What's up, everybody? 37 people up in the live tonight. How you doing? We got the Hustle Hangout this Friday night. Smash that like button if you're having either a good time or you want to let people know that you're enjoying the hustle. And don't forget to ask your questions in the chat. Would love to have conversations around Black Friday and what you're doing and what I'm doing. And let's get it going. Let's get it going. Smash that like button. Thank you. And don't forget to subscribe. Let's keep it moving. So make sure you're in live chat. Yes. Let me see. Am I in live chat? Live chat. Let's see. Do I owe Dennis an apology? Let me see. D Middleman, Smokey Blizzard, Juan, Logan, Colby, Wayne Blizzard, couple Wayne, couple Logan, Dennis skipped. Adios. No. I don't know. Either maybe it didn't come through. I don't know. Anyways, if I missed you, then my bad. But on my chat, I don't see anything. That maybe what happened. Hey, no, it was the Indo. It was the Rex. It wasn't the Raptor. It was the T-Rex. Sorry, guys. I'm legit dead exhausted. Have you ever had a wholesale fail? Oh my God, yes. Yes. If comfortable, please tell. Yes. So, being new to wholesale, wholesale is a replenishable game, right? You have your items, you want to replenish them, and a lot of times they're out of stock. Distributors can't keep up right now with their inventory, and you look for new products. Well, if you're not careful, you might go in a little too deep on that product, and you'll sit on it for a while. Like I ordered like 300 of this one product, and I'm still sitting on like 220 of it. It's just not moving. And it's not that much, you know what I mean? But it's just like life lesson. Like they'll sell eventually, but it's just I didn't do my homework on it. I think I freaked out a little bit because all my high flyers were not moving as quick as I'd like. So I kind of jumped the gun, pulled the trigger on this, and we all fail, But the important part is learning from your failures. You know what I mean? Let's see. I crushed it at Toys R Us today. Some really good deals and Hot Wheels. Wait, so Winnie, where are you at with this Toys R Us? Because I know Toys R Us reopened. Are you in? Would you happen to be in Canada? I think Toys R Us reopened in Canada, right? I'm not sure where they opened in the U.S. Hey, Indo Raptor, wait, have you ever had a live chat? I don't either. I double looked. Yeah, Colby, I don't know. What is your biggest profit on an item from Walmart? Wow. I mean, that depends. I mean, I've sold items from Walmart that generate a couple hundred in profit. I think the key isn't, I mean, you obviously want to find the product that generates the most profit, but all too often, a lot of times, people will focus just on one item that generates big profit, and you only find a couple of them. You know what I mean? I would much rather generate $20 profit and find a ton of them and be able to keep finding those. Those big hitters help. You know what I mean? They're definitely cool, but definitely a couple $100. I found what I think would be a good wholesale product. Should I just call up the company and tell them I run an Amazon store and believe their product has potential? So, Logan, do you have an LLC or anything, or do you have any type? Do you have like a sole prop that you're running out? Do you have any distributor account right now? Just curious. Let's see. Winnie says I'm from Canada. Yeah, I figured because a lot of the Toys R Us's they opened up in Canada after they closed out in the United States. And I know Canada still has Toys R Us because Funko Pops, a lot of times they do Toys R Us, like Jeffrey exclusive Funko Pops. And I know it's only available in Canada when they have that. Keeper looks great. There's less than 5 sellers, good ROI, retail price, so I can even get better wholesale. Currently getting that registered. Okay, sent in paperwork for sold prop earlier this week. Cool. I mean, it's always good to call up and connect. But I would say this: what I would do is I would try whatever company you're trying to work with. If they have an online application, do that first. But obviously, wait until you're finished with setting up your business. And then what I would do is, where was I going with that? You could call them. So basically, what I'm trying to say is, you want to set up something online first. Okay. Once you get an account and you can actually look at the catalog, feel free to email them if they don't have an online application. Send them over their catalog for you to look over, all that good stuff. The reason why I'm a little hesitant is because me personally, I know some people will tell you like, oh, be straight up with them. You know what I mean? This and that. Me, I take like the mafia approach. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm not trying to be funny with that. I'm being dead serious. I take the mafia approach with that. Like I don't volunteer information. You know what I mean? Like you said, like with the Amazon account, you just gotta put yourself out there and be like, yeah, I sell on Amazon, blah blah blah. No, no, no. What I do is I just say, hey, listen, I run an e-commerce business. I'm interested in working with you. Can you send over a catalog? I didn't see somewhere online to apply for an account with you guys or whatnot. Like me, I literally do not volunteer information. It's need to know. You know what I mean? Need to know basis. I would start online first, and absolutely, it's always super important to mend relationships with your distributors. So, if you want to call them, absolutely, but I would try to email them first and see what they have to offer. Like if there's an online catalog or if there's an online application or how you can handle that. You know what I mean? Kind of getting registered. How do you handle variation listings? What do you mean? You mean like something comes in mint, lavender, and cherry, or are you talking about clothing? Like if you have a blue sweater in a medium, but it's ranking the same as the red sweater in medium, gray sweater in medium, black sweater in medium. What type of variation are you talking about? Let's see. Also, I don't sell on Amazon, but I was just wondering, how does it work, and all, and what are the apps you use in your vids? Because I watch your vids and you use different apps. Yeah. So the main thing I do is I usually, when I'm in Walmart, I'm using 4 different applications, and one of them isn't an app. One of them's like a website, but I get to it through an app. So just to give you the long haul, when I'm in Walmart, I use um, Walmart app because I want to check for hidden clearance. I want to make sure the price is what it was. And honestly, it's such a pain in the ass to find those price scanners that I'm not trying to look for that all night. So Walmart app number one, have that open on the phone. Clear all the apps out of your phone. Open up the Walmart app. Second app I have open is the Amazon Seller app, which is my scanning, how much I can sell things for. I can see the fees for Amazon and whatnot. The third app I would have open would be the Scoutify 2 app, which is an app that comes with a paid membership to Inventory Lab. So when you belong to Inventory Lab, which is $50 a month, they allow you to use their smartphone app, and it's called Scoutify 2. Now, I don't really use Inventory Lab that much, but I pay because Scoutify 2 is worth it for me. There's a lot of information that you don't get on the Amazon Seller app that's useful when you're making your decisions. And then now piggybacking off of that, that's 3. The fourth one is I use on almost every buy I make besides books, is the Keepa link. So there's a way you can custom put in a Keepa link right into the Scoutify 2, so you can just click research on your product, and then your links will come up, and then Keepa would be one of them if you installed your custom link correctly. And what Keepa is, Keepa pulls information from Amazon, and it shows you the data of a product, how often it sells per se, how much it sold, the average price, sales rank. It lets you know all types of information that this is just the short end of it. You know what I mean? Those are what I would have open. And like, in Target, I would have the Target app open, Amazon Seller app, Scoutify 2, and so on. If I'm in like somewhere like the Dollar Tree, obviously there's no Dollar Tree app, at least none that I know of that's beneficial. I would just have the Amazon Seller app and Scoutify 2 open for those. Let's see. How many stores did you hit up to? Thanks for the hold on, let me go back. Where also, okay, there we go. That's where we left off. Cinder blocks in the river. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Guys, 43 people in the live. What's up, everybody? Thank you for being here. Drop your questions in the chat. I'm here to hang out for a little bit. We're only 20 minutes in or so make yourself at home. Grab yourself a gin and tonic or a water. Kick your feet up. Let's talk e-commerce. Let's go. Crown on the rocks. Get whatever you need. Thanks for the is that where I am? Yeah, cinder block. Okay, yeah, no cinder blocks. Thanks for the tips. Excited to get into wholesale and more replens, aka replenishables. RA is great, but I need more consistency. Yeah, I love RA, and for the longest time I was kind of in this slump. Not a slump because I was doing bad, just like a slump. Like, how many times can I go into Walmart? You know what I'm saying? I love going to find the deals, right? But when Walmart was great with that clearance stuff, it's good. You go in, you find deals, right? But like, why can't like, Walmart's little sister Target, like, why can't they like catch up? You know what I'm saying? Like, why can't Target offer great things like Walmart? You know what I'm saying? And then like, why can't like, their ugly cousin Kohl's, like, why can't Kohl's be more sale friendly? You know what I'm saying? And then, then you have the ugly stepchild, which is the Dollar Tree. And the Dollar Tree just will never be a Target or a Walmart. So it's just like always tagging along. You know what I mean? So, sometimes I get into like this funk, and I think it comes with, honestly, I think it just comes with being a reseller. I talked to some other resellers. Shout out Buy Low Sell Hines. If you catch this, he's a great guy. You know what I mean? Good friend to talk to and stuff. And we all get into our slumps, and it really shows our willpower when we can just pull ourselves out of that and see the strength and the good, and just know and believe in yourself constantly, day in and day out. You have to be your own advocate every single day, and you have to be your best you every day. You know what I mean? But sometimes we get in a funk. We pull out of it, and we get dinners. That's how we do it. Consistency is the key, though, especially in RA. You want to be consistent. How many stores did you hit up today, says Winnie. So today we started at 5:15. I walked into my first Walmart. I went into, let me see, Walmart. And then I went into a Walmart. And then I went into a Target, another Walmart, Marshalls, TJ's, and then another Walmart. I think I visited 11 stores today, starting at 5:05. It was either 10 or 11 stores. Some stores I was just in, like TJ Maxx and Marshalls, I was really looking for just like one or two things. I wasn't trying to go through the clothes and the clearance racks because it's Black Friday. You know what I mean? I'm trying to be in and out. I got specific items I want to hit. During the week, I could always go back and get clearance items for Under Armour and stuff like that. Black Friday, in and out, boom, boom, boom. You know what I mean? You like that? Boom, boom, boom. And that's it. Yeah, ugly cousin Cole, man. You know what I mean? I'm not a fan of Cole's, so that's why it's the ugly cousin. Let's see. How many? Okay. Yeah, never volunteer information. That could hurt your hustle. No, I don't think so. Here's why. I filled out applications with distributors. Oh, I think I understand what you're saying now. Never volunteer information. But I'm always showing you guys the hustle, right? That's information. I'm voluntarily showing you. Yeah, you know what I mean, though. You know what I mean. Never volunteer. I'm trying to help you guys. You know what I mean? Helping you guys isn't volunteering information. That's not like trying to hit or whatever. But when I'm filling out an application or when I'm doing it, if they don't specifically ask on the application, are you an Amazon seller? Do you sell on Amazon? If they don't ask those questions and mention Amazon, like they could say, are you an e-commerce business? My answer, yes. It's not, yes, I run an Amazon store, FEA, all this. I don't get into that. Do you have an e-commerce business? Yes. They want to ask me a follow-up question? Then fine, I'll answer it. If they ask me a question that says, do you run an Amazon business? Are you an Amazon seller? Then I'm not going to lie. I'm going to say yes. You know what I mean? But when I say volunteer information, like I'm not going to just go out there and be like, hey, I'm running it, because some distributors frown on that. You know what I mean? They frown on third-party sellers, especially if you do not have a legitimate business set up. They frown on that a little bit, you know what I mean? And they want to deal with somebody that's having, packet warehouses and stuff, you know what I mean? So some distributors won't even set up your account if you don't have a business address and whatnot. So I mean, when I say don't volunteer information, basically just answer the question for what it is. Don't over answer the question. You know what I mean? That's how I do it. Let's see. Blah 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 blah. We drove. Shout out to Richie. Hold on. Where did I leave off? A lot of you people dropping chats. I love it. Ready? Shout out to Richie Hustle. I'm leaving my second Walmart now. Says grade A. I found 2 of those Mandela pumps for $27 each in a Juno for $14. That's boss right there. You found the pumps for $27. Even if you sold those for the $135, you're still making money, right? And a Juno for $14. I grabbed those Junos for $5. Crazy. But even $14, those Junos were great because they were selling for big money. Where do you drop off your shipments? UPS store, asks Fuway. If so, is there anything you have to do at UPS or you just drop it off and leave? So I go to the same UPS store all the time. I do go to a UPS store. I have such a relationship with them now. I don't wait in line or anything. They tell me when I'm going to come. They tell me where they want me to drop the boxes and shipments. I just walk right in, I pile them up against the wall that they want me to. Thanks, guys, and have a good day. If I have like if I have like 35, 40 boxes and I got to make 2, 3 trips there, because I'm impatient and I don't want to schedule a UPS pickup, which I know would be so much easier. But I like getting out, and I like my people at the UPS store now. Before they were a little rude before, but now they're pretty cool. And sometimes I'll offer them a coffee or something. You know what I mean? Hey, you guys want a coffee for picking up my 40 boxes? Let's see. Logan's a food person I used to do UPS drive off with a store associate. Now I have UPS scheduled pickups. Yeah. Honestly, with the stuff that I got today, I might have to schedule a UPS because they're gonna be a ton of big boxes. It's literally gonna be like 4 or 5 trips. You know what I mean? And yeah, the UPS pickup is for a fee, but I heard that UPS offers a free pickup, a certain type of pickup that is free. I don't know what this is though. I have to look into it because I always assumed that there was a fee for a UPS pickup. How do you install a custom Keepa link? There is a video on YouTube. I forget the gentleman's name that I used. I posted it on my Instagram. If you just, not Google, but in the YouTube search bar, if you just put add Keepa to Scoutify 2 custom link, video should pop up. And it's very self-explanatory. It's very, very easy as well. Let's see. I just thought with thumbs up. Absolutely. There's so many UPS places, UPS store, drop off, and customer service. I've been so lost where I drop it off. I mean, you can even drop it off at Staples, wherever they have a UPS access point. Michael's, depending on how many boxes you have, you know what I mean? That's why I always go to the UPS store. I always have more than 2, 3, 4, 5, 12, 20 boxes. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody still hustling out there. Team No Sleep. You already know. Team No Sleep. Even though I'm about to fall asleep too. I'm tired, man. I'm running on fumes. How do you go about getting ungated when first starting on Amazon? Please explain. So there's no magic recipe to getting ungated. And this is Yuri. Yuri asked this. So Yuri, there's no magic recipe. There's 2 ways to get ungated. And you probably already know this, right? But hear me out. The first way is auto ungated, right? The only way you're going to get auto ungated is when Amazon starts trusting you. And how is Amazon going to start trusting you? When you make Amazon money. How do you make Amazon money? You sell a lot of stuff. You have to sell a lot of stuff. I don't know if this is a tried and true method, right? But I can tell you my experience has been the more I sold. I started with books, and books, I would sell a ton of books. I would burn books like Ernie Bach would burn cars just to get them out of the showroom. I would either make just my money back, or I would even risk losing just because I wanted to move the book. I just wanted to move it volume. You know what I mean? I just wanted to move it. And by doing that, it shows Amazon, wow, this kid's selling 2,000, 3,000 books a week. Wow, 3,500 a week. His metrics keep going up. You know what I mean? And I believe that's how Amazon starts trusting you. When you're making money and you're selling a lot of product. If you're only selling a little bit of product, you're not really moving, Amazon's going to be like, well, you're going to work a little bit harder than that. And then the second way is to provide an invoice if you have a distributor. That's how you're going to get ungated in either categories or brands. But you have to understand, when you're getting ungated, via invoice, just because you get ungated in toys, say you can't sell in toys, but now you can sell in toys, right? But now you can't sell in Mattel, Hasbro, Marvel, DC, LOL, all the top toys. And you're like, well, what's the point of me being able to sell toys? Let me tell you something. The first brand that I was ungated in toys was Manhattan Toys. Thumbs up in the chat if you know who Manhattan Toys is. So Manhattan Toys makes toys for babies, and they were the first. So what did I do? I wasn't like, oh my god, this sucks bad. Manhattan Toys, you never see Manhattan Toys. They're not like a major brand like that. Where am I going to do? You know what I did? I Googled Manhattan Toys, and I found every retailer that sold Manhattan Toys. And I went and I bought Manhattan Toys, sold that with my books, and that's how you do it. You know what I mean? You just got to sell a lot. That's how you're going to get auto ungated. Or if you provide invoices for the brand, that's how you're going to get ungated. Let me see. I know I'm a little behind on the chat. Red, ugly cousin. Yes, ugly cousin Coles. You got it. Coles has their own hustle going. Yeah, whatever. I ain't crazy about Coles. I think after Christmas I'll go to Kohl's because that's the last time I can remember them having good deals. Let's see. Colby says, so I have a product I sourced that's in a plastic bag versus the Amazon listing, which shows it in a plastic blister pack. If I send to Amazon, and are they going to reject it? So what do you mean, like your product's in a plastic bag, like those little Mario figures that are in a plastic bag, like its own brand plastic bag? Or are you talking about putting like a Tickle Me Elmo in a plastic bag type thing? How many days worth of inventory do you buy, or do you always clear the shelf? I mean, I don't always clear the shelf. I buy what's available. You know what I mean? And I generally try to get that out within 24 to 48 hours. I don't want to hold on to the inventory. I want to send it right into Amazon within 24 to 48 hours after buying it. Guys, sorry I'm yawning. It's not my fault. Lack of oxygen, lack of sleep. Straight up hustle. Oh, man. Let's see. What else we got here? And thanks everyone for being here. We got over 50 people in the live. Smash that like button. Please consider subscribing. Hit the bell if you haven't already. And let's keep it moving. Q&A, baby. It's how we do it every Friday. Team Clear the Shelf. You already know. Double Card Gang. Today we were Triple Card Gang. Triple Card Gang, man. It was amazing. Let's see. Wolves Fan TV says, hi from UK. What's up, Wolves from UK? Love your channel and learned loads, having been doing RA for a year, but it's so hit and miss in the UK. Just opened first wholesale account. Great. That's great. You know, you're not sticking all your eggs in one basket, which is great. RA is good. For me, RA is not forever. I would really like to transition to the wholesale side. And I think I'm doing a pretty good job at that. The only reason why I'm pretty RA heavy right now, just because of the deals that are going on in the big box stores and whatnot. I'm not sure how I don't sell in the UK right now. I'm just selling in the USA, Mexico, and Canada. But I'd love to sell in the UK. I believe Larry, Watch Me Amazon, he has an Amazon account. He sells in the UK. He kills it, man. That guy crushes it. Watch Me Amazon. Can you explain about FBM shipping credits, what that means? Yeah, so when you do merchant fulfilled, you can set your shipping cost. So when you go into when you're on your dashboard in settings, you can click, I believe it's fulfilled by Amazon or fulfillment. It says something about fulfillment, something. You click on that and then you can click shipping options. And what happens is when you come up to shipping options, you can set your own shipping options. And the two ways to do it is you can set a set price. Just to give an example, say you want to charge a set price of $3.99 for shipping, and then next to that it's going to be a money percent, because $3.99, right? If something weighs 40 pounds, I mean, you're gonna get killed on that if you're only charging $3.99, right? So next to that, you have your weight for what you want to charge. I think the default on that is like 60 cents per pound. So, you know, your shipping is going to be $3.99 plus 60 cents per pound of the item that the person's ordering. So you have to kind of like finagle with that. That's kind of what, so when you're doing FBM, that's kind of like what shipping credits mean. Shipping credits mean what you're charging them for shipping, right? But generally, I have to tell you, I try to do a lower shipping cost. Basically, I pay for half the shipping and the customer pays for half the shipping. I don't offer free shipping on my merchant fulfilled. I just match the lowest price a lot of times, and it really doesn't matter. Sometimes it matters, but you know, I've gotten killed on free shipping a couple times, shipping things to California when I didn't know any better. So I charge a set price, plus you have your amount per pound that you're going to charge on an item. And, you know, you got to play with it a little bit, play with it a little bit. So basically, like if I have $6 in shipping, if there's an FBM order or FMF order that's costing the buyer, $6.37, I know that's probably going to be like an $11 shipping order, because when I go to charge shipping to send it, those shipping credits go towards the total shipping cost. So, unless you can, and the reason why I don't charge a lot for shipping is because I don't want to turn off the customer, because a lot of people offer free shipping. I don't want to charge, $10, $12 shipping on my items. I'd rather charge like $6, pay $6, and work that into my profit. You know what I mean? Work that into my margins, and still maintain healthy margins. Let's see. Found a killer products at 50 units in, sold a few hours. Wait, am I right there? Yeah. A few hours. Appreciate the information you give on your channel. Thank you. Much appreciated. Thank you for being here. So helpful, and have contacted 6 other wholesalers. So very hopeful. Wow, that's amazing, man. That's awesome. 6 other wholesalers? That's awesome. Good for you. I hope everything works out. That's great. Has all the same contents. Let's see. Could I go, Richie? Thanks for all that. Take care, man. Vids you've given us on here. Clarence Chica, thank you. Yep. Hustle Buddies has a video on how to add Keep It. Yep. They I'm not sure if that's the video I watched, but whatever video, it's pretty easy to add the Keep a link into Scoutify too. Thanks for that info, Logan. Let's see. Yemi says, do you use any fulfillment center or thinking about to use for FBN? Nope. I do use a fulfillment center. It is out of my garage. I do not use a fulfillment center to take care of my orders. Everything is done by me, myself, and I. Literally, everything is done by me, myself, and I. And I'm getting to a point where I almost want to talk to maybe some people in my neighborhood or whatnot, see if they want to help, because it's getting a lot now. When he says, I got auto-engaged in toys and topicals after 1 year of selling books. Yeah, sometimes it's like that. Like, I got ungated in toys, I think it was either 3 or 5 months, 5 months after selling. Nobody knows the rhyme or reason to why Amazon does what they do. We can only go off of what, our past experience has been. Let's see, it's a part of a table jigsaw. It has all the instructions and parts. I wanted to blister pack. Part for a table jigsaw. It has all the instructions and parts of the blister pack. I don't know. So are you putting it in the bag though? Yeah. IG, yeah. Send it to my IG so that way I can see what you're talking about. It's hard to envision what you're talking about when I have all. Yeah, Colby, definitely send me that on IG. Richie Hustles. D Middleman Picker says, did you have trouble with the Amazon glitch yesterday? Oh my God, did I ever? The whole day. And I think the day before was even worse. One of the days was really bad. I was registering one order in my orders, and I was registering all zeros all day until like 2 a.m. and it started to like catch up. I was like freaking out, but everybody was having issues. But I was like, there's no way I have zeros all day. We don't do zeros here. Hustleholics, we don't do zeros. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry, we don't do zeros. We don't do goose eggs here in the Hustleholic house. We don't do that. So I knew something was wrong. It was scary though. It's scary to look at that. You know what I mean? It's scary to be like, wow, I've been looking at zeros all day at some of the busiest times of the year. So it was kind of scary. Will you switch to full FBM in the next few weeks to finish up Q4? I don't know. I mean, I'm still doing. FBA's treat me well, man. FBA's being checked in. It's only taken a week and a half now. Those days of 3 to 4 week check-ins and all that other stuff is gone. Most of my stuff becomes active on the way there. So a lot of times things will sell out before it even hits the warehouse. So I don't know. I mean, just today I started merchant fulfilling certain items. Just today. So that's been great. I got about 20 orders so far. For someone new to Amazon, would you recommend picking up a lot of one item that's good profit and then try to get ungated with invoice? You know, if you're just starting out, I mean, you got, did you do any research on the product? Did you look at how it sells? Did you utilize Keepa? Did you check sales rank? Did you look at sales velocity, where the buy box was, how many sellers are on that? There's so many different, I don't see anything wrong with doing that, but it's a little risky when you first start out because if you've researched it and you know how to read the data, then by all means, go for it. You know what I mean? Me, on the other hand, I like to have a little bit of variety if I'm testing out the waters in something new. Just because you said something new, so I like to test out. Let me give myself some more light. I like to test out. That's too much light. Holy crap, man! What the hell's going on? All right, I think that's cool. Whatever. Um, I like to have a variety and not put all my eggs in one basket. You know what I mean? Try different things. But if you know it's a sure shot, you've done the research, you see the data and everything, then I wish you the best of luck. How much profit did you save up before you became a full-time reseller? Um, that's a good question. And you know something, I really take pride in where I've started and where I got to. Like, listen, at the end of the day, I'm a regular dude. You know what I'm saying? I got a wife, kids. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just trying to make it happen and document the journey. And I can tell you that when I was traveling to work, because I still have a full time job. It's just that I'm working from home. So it makes things a lot. So running my business is a lot easier because I don't have to do a 4 hour round trip commute to Boston to work in the city and I'd be out of my house from 5:45 in the morning, and get home 7:30 at night. I don't have to do that right now. You know what I mean? Right now I'm working from home. So while I'm doing that, I'm able to work on my business as well. So that's number one. I still have my full time gig. You know what I mean? It's hard to do everything, but I got to make it work, right? I can't complain about it. I can't lay down, and I'm working from home. So what better situation to be in than to work from home in your full time and run your business? That's a great situation to be in. Um, so the second part of that is how much money saved up to start a business. Let me tell you something. When I was commuting, I was spending almost $5,500 of my salary to commute to work. Just taking the train and gas and all that other stuff, driving an hour to the train, taking the train was an hour in itself, right? And I would tell my wife, I'm like, yo, like I went to the library next to my job when I was on break, and I took a $20 bill and I only spent $8. I tell this story because it's just crazy. And I bought some books, and those books made me $50. And I took that $50 and I flipped it. And eventually I got to a point where I was making a couple $100, right? But then like you make mistakes because you're new and you're trying to like find your footing and stuff. And you make mistakes and you lose money. That's just what happens. You know what I mean? Sometimes. And I was losing money, and I'm like, I can't keep dipping in from my savings, and I keep working and trying to put my money into something. I said, I have to do something. So for the longest time, I actually started driving Uber Eats and DoorDash. I had two cell phones on my dashboard together, and I was driving Uber Eats and DoorDash after work every day, on the weekends, driving all day and all night, literally for like over a year. Like, you want to talk about sacrifice? How about waking up, going to work your full-time job 5:45 to get to work by 8:30, to work all day, to get back at 7, to hop in your car, drive Uber Eats until like 9:30, 10 maybe, come home, shower, go to bed. Your kid's already sleeping. You don't even get to say goodnight. All this other stuff, right? And then a lot of those times you come home at 10, you eat a little something. I got to go in the garage for an hour because now I have to prep some products, 'cause I'm starting to get more money now. There's a lot of work that for like a year, I had zero life. I had no family life. I had no friend life. I had no life. Zero. Zilch. On the weekends, I was out of my house at 8 a.m. and I wasn't coming home until almost 12 midnight, pulling out 16-hour shifts, driving Uber Eats and DoorDash, two phones, getting orders, like, and taking that money and investing it into my business. And then as I got better with my business, I stopped losing money and started making profit. So now I don't have to drive Uber Eats and DoorDash, right? That's behind me. It's been behind me for a while, but I'm thankful for that opportunity. And when somebody asked me how much money do you need, because this was part of the question, how much money do you need to start, or did you save for Amazon? The question is, I didn't have any money saved to start my business. I had zero. I had $8 I started with, And what I did was, instead of depleting my savings, because I didn't know what would happen, I created another stream of income to help supply my business, and for a little over a year, it was tough. It was hard, man. Like, I'm not kidding you when I tell you, every single day after work and every single weekend, Saturday and Sunday, because that was the best money. I'm not lying to you at all. Like, when I am totally Gary V'ing you right now when I say I was doing that every single day. I had zero life, like 100%. You know what I mean? The only time I took off was maybe for a couple of birthdays for the family, some holidays. You know what I mean? The typical stuff. But man, I'm telling you, I put in that work, and that's why I bust my behind, man. You know what I mean? I had to create a stream of income because I wasn't going to use my savings for something I wasn't sure what was going to happen. So sorry if that was a long answer, but when people ask me how much to save up, I mean, you don't have to have anything saved. You just have to have you just have to get the money from somewhere, and I got it from driving after work, delivering food. You know what I mean? It's hustle, baby. Let's see, where am I now? Sorry if I'm behind on the chat. New to Amazon, got a thanks. How do you determine? Okay. Natalie says, how do you determine if a book is new or used? I mean, that's, you have to check it out, make sure there's no markings. Generally, if you don't buy that book in a bookstore like a Barnes and Noble or a some other book retailer, the book's most likely used. If you buy it in a library, unless that book's in pristine condition, no cover scratches or anything like that, it's most likely a used book. Do small things make it used, like slight unnoticeable? I mean, it depends. Are we talking like some scratches on the cover? Are we talking about writing in the book? I mean, it's got to be used. The middleman picker says shipping was messed up. Also, I had printed my labels and shipped some items. Yeah, so luckily during the glitch, I had no merchant fulfilled items to fulfill. Like I said, I just started selling merchant fulfilled today, and wow, I just got a ton of orders. Let's see. Mike says, really, that's awesome. I respect that and didn't know that. Yeah, you definitely did well on that. Yeah, man, listen, it's just about the sacrifice and how bad do you want something, I think telling myself every day, sometimes I'd drive and, I'd FaceTime my little 5-year-old. Instead of giving me a hug and a kiss goodnight, she'd FaceTime me. I remember sitting in the car, and she'd be like, "Good night, Daddy, I love you." I'm like, "Good night, Valentine. Good night, I love you too." And it's on the phone, and it's cold, but it's like, that's, and I just kept telling myself, "Don't worry, you're not doing this forever. You're doing this for the long haul." So it's a hustle. Let's see where we at. Respect that I didn't know. Yeah, thanks, Mike. Much appreciated. Yemi says, I'm going full-time in the next month. Leave Walmart after 7 years. Good for you, Yemi. I wish you the best of luck. Just stay focused. Read the data. If you know the data and you read the data, stay, believe in yourself. That's the number one. You believe in yourself and you keep telling yourself that everything's going to go, I'm telling you, put that into the universe, you're going to do just fine. Yuri says, thank you very much for your support, man. And the item was the Canon printer. Yep. Cool. You are an inspiration, says Logan. Thanks, Logan. Much appreciated. All good, man. I love the story that came with my answer just a few weeks ago. Awesome. Welcome to the hustle. I should get like a sound effect that when you subscribe, I want it to say, welcome to the hustle. Video lagging for anybody else? We good? Are we good on the video? I'm on a Nighthawk AX6 on Wi-Fi, man. I know my Wi-Fi is crushing it right now. Are we? Yeah. Uh-oh. Are we good? Are we good? We smooth? We good? We smooth? We good? Hustleholics? What? Just refresh my page and it's good now. Okay, cool. Yemi Reyes, congrats on going full time. Yeah, absolutely. That was a good answer, so nobody thinks it comes easy. Yeah, let me tell you something. It does not come easy. It just doesn't. Everybody has their story to tell. You know, and if somebody says it comes easy, you know, maybe they were handed something. You know what I mean? But when you're building it from ground zero, it's difficult. You know what I mean? But it's worth it. You know, you gotta be passionate. I love this business. You know what I mean? Let me see. Thank you. RG slot wins. We good? Yeah, okay, cool. It's all good now. Good. Everyone, obliterate the like button. Yes, smash that like button. Just don't break your screen, though, because then you can't join the live again on Sunday. Let's see. Christine says all good. Natalie says dinners. But Natalie, now you know it's not dinners. It's dinners. Dinnahs. I feel like I'm gonna get some T-shirts. I want to get a hat that says dinners and the S is the $sign. Just to be silly. With extra gravy. Absolutely. What a perfect time of the year for that, huh? Let's see. Natalie says, me and my boyfriend say we going to get some dinners. Yes. Dinners all day. Especially today. They had some good dinners. Let's see. See, the legend is I have $500. Is that good to start FBA or get more money first? I sell at eBay. It depends. $500. It depends. Are you buying $5 products or are you buying $100 products? You know, are you willing to lose 500 if you make mistakes? Are you willing to lose 200, 300, 400? You know, you could definitely start selling. And I try to think of if I was to start with 500 from the very beginning, what would I do? And honestly, I would start with, I would do books. I just would do books. I love libraries. I would do books. Hold on one second. Hold on, I'm trying to figure out something. If I have $500, I'm buying books. I might take $100 and do Walmart clearance and stuff. I might, I don't know, $500. I don't know if I'd jump into RA. And the only reason why I say that is, because, sorry if you guys can hear my 1-year-old and my 5-year-old downstairs are going, they're running like little animals, behemoths. I can hear them crying downstairs. So $500, I don't know if I would jump into RA. And the only reason why is because like maybe I'd take a couple $100 and put it into RA just because I know the mistakes that I've made. And sometimes you can make those mistakes and you'll lose money and you'll make a little bit back. But you know, $500 when you're buying like $20 products and stuff, if they don't sell, they don't sell. Books, I like the idea of getting books at 35 cents and selling them for a few dollars. You know what I mean? And you buy 400 books for $100. You know what I mean? So that profit is definitely more worth it. So, I mean, you could do what you want with $500. You could definitely start, but you gotta do research. You definitely gotta do research because with $500, you don't want to make a lot of mistakes. You know what I mean? That's basically what I'm trying to say. Now, if you say you got $1,000, $2,000, then I'd say go ahead. You got a little bit of a cushion to make a mistake. You know, if you lost $100 or $200, then lesson learned, right? But you have to know what you're doing. You know what I mean? You got to research, do the research, do the research. But don't be scared to jump in. That's the thing. Don't think to yourself, well, I'm not sure, $400 or $500. You got to get in. If you make mistake and you don't get the right products, then you learn from that. And the next time you just don't want to make that same mistake again. That's all. So let's see. What else we have here? Video games and Pokemon on eBay right now. Yeah, Pokemon's been crazy, right? Right? That's crazy. I'm getting into selling Pokemon boosters. I already told you guys. I love that stuff. Let's see where we're at in the chat. What do you think about grocery categories? I don't do a lot of grocery. Grocery has been super fruitful for a lot of wholesale sellers. Grocery's been key. And there's a lot of items in grocery that absolutely dominate and crush it. I just don't do a lot of grocery. So to tell you the truth, I don't have a lot of knowledge with grocery. You can start drop shipping. I wouldn't drop ship on Amazon. If Amazon catches you, they'll ban you. Just a heads up. I totally agree. I am an essential worker, 6 to 8, 12-hour shifts, and I shop afterwards. Yep. I'm amazed at my hustle and drive. You should be. It takes a lot of energy, especially after you come out of an 8, 9, 12-hour shift, especially working in a hospital. It's crazy. Well, I'm assuming a hospital because you said essential worker, but I know there is other essential needs. But that's great. I started at Dollar Tree, mostly trash, facts, but there is some decent stuff if you don't have a lot of money. Absolutely. And that's where I did too. A lot of my Dollar Tree videos come from the beginning of my hustle when I didn't have a lot of money to spend, but I was looking to flip my money. And sometimes it takes a little bit to snowball your money up, but Dollar Tree is a great place to start if you're going to do RA. But you really have to pay attention because sometimes those prices really tank hard because at the end people know they're dollar products. Unless you're doing name brand stuff, you can find some good deals there. Absolutely. Logan hit it right on the head. Dollar Tree is a very good place to learn and make the mistakes. Absolutely. Let's say I spent $2K at Nike past couple days. Good. I hope you turn that 2K into 4K. You know what I mean? Or 3K, whatever the profit is. Awesome. Thank you, Logan. I love what I do, and that's the key to me. So Carla, great wording there because you gotta love what you do. Don't be scared. You gotta do it. You know what I mean? What happens will happen. Just do your research. Yeah, make a cheap mistake. Yeah, exactly. Pokemon's groceries. The first thing I am planning on getting an invoice for. Gonna get it. Good. Took a course with Hustle Buddies and think it's really gonna help my business. Hey, listen, I hope so. Grocery is great right now. Amazon's doing a ton of things that involves grocery right now. Let's see, we'll take a few more questions here. Had my first week last week going hard in RA, down to about 1,800. Came out with over 3K in sales. This week should come out to about 900 profit. Awesome. After paying for cost of shipping and fees. Good for you. That's amazing. Good job. You really got to scam everything and run the numbers before purchasing. I'm sure you said scan, right? Scan everything and run the numbers before purchasing. Be very picky because 500 can go fast. Yes, it can. Yes, it can. I have some money to invest over the 3K. What should I put my focus into, though? The Walmart, Marshall's route, the book flipping. I need some focus. What do you like? You know what I mean? Like, when I first started doing books, I didn't like selling books. I didn't like selling books until a lot of profit started coming in. Once profit started coming in, then I really liked books. You know what I mean? But if you have 3K, just focus. If you like toys, make sure you're using Keepa for everything. Make sure you use Keepa for everything. Study the sales. Watch videos on Keepa, how to read sales rank, all that good stuff. Because the last thing you want to do is lose money. Rule number 1, make money. Rule number 2, what is it? Don't forget rule number 1. All right? Warren Buffett. I would start with seasonal stuff if I was to start over. I like items that discontinue. Yeah, I didn't have good luck with seasonal items. Any dinners today? We had a lot of dinners today. I got hustle towers, the tower, leaning tower of hustle. I got 5 of them in my garage. It's ridiculous. I got huge mounds that I have to get to do. Richie, do you follow WBK? In his last live stream, he asked who he should interview, and a lot of people in the chat mentioned you. WBK, who is WBK? WBK. I don't know. I appreciate everybody in the chat who mentioned me. That's pretty cool. But I'm not quite sure who WBK is. Let me know. Scan, yes, scan. I knew what you meant. Rule number 2, yes. So rule number 1, make money. Rule number 2, make millions. Rule number 3, don't forget rule number 1 and 2. All right? Make millions all day. I wish I would have been approved to sell Canon printers. Walmart here had them 15. 15, that's even cheaper than the 19. Walter Blake Knobloch. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'll have to check him out. I don't know. I will check him out. Guys, I'm going to stay on for about another 4 minutes. So if you have any questions, let me know. If not, I'm going to hop off. So I told, before I start and lock myself in the garage, I promised my 5-year-old we would do a little movie night. So we're going to go watch Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, the old school, the claymation one. So I can sneak in a little bit of time with her, and then she'll go to bed, and then I'm in the garage hustling, getting that, starting to get this stuff packed up and ready for outbound shipping. So, but I will definitely check that Walter Blake Knobloch. I'll definitely check him out. He was on a TV show about flipping pallets, extreme unboxing. Okay, cool. Are the printers expensive to ship, or is it an FBA item? I mean, it depends. It depends. It just depends on the weight. You know, if I send it in FBA, then it'll take about a week and a half to get there. If I merchant fulfill it, I can sell it now. I do not sell on eBay. No, I sell on Mercari. Doing a live shipping tonight. No, man, I feel like I'm gonna pass out. I hope I don't fall asleep during the movie. Which Reprice software do you use? Right now, I am currently using Channel Max for my main account, and for my second Amazon account, I used BQOOL, spelled BQOOL. Coming up to just under 2 more minutes before I dip, guys. They were light. I think it's more of a space issue per box. Yeah. So I find that I make a lot of Franken boxes. So when I ship out these printers, I'll put them in the box. I'll put the bubble stuff around the sides and on the top. And I know I'm gonna have a lot. I'm gonna have like this much space in one of the boxes. So you have to cut the corners, each corner, and then fold it down. I've done a video on my channel. You can check it out on creating Franken boxes. They call it Franken boxes, like Frankenstein, because you're creating your own sizable box. Like, you know, they created Frankenstein the human. So definitely will be doing that. How do you have 2 Amazon accounts? I'm special. No, anybody, I think right now can have 2 Amazon accounts if you want. So I do pay for 2 Amazon accounts. One of the accounts is my main account. The other account, I just sell solely books. Only books. See you all next week. Logan, thanks for coming through. Hustleholics for life. Absolutely. I'll see you later, Logan. Thanks for stopping in. Thanks again for that super chat. Or you got multiple houses. No. I have a UPS box address as well. Don't forget to like. Yeah, if you're here and you didn't hit the like button, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon, give me your firstborn, tell me what your blood type is, all these other things that we try to keep the channel going on. I'm gonna skedaddle, and if you guys have any more questions that I didn't get to or that you can think of, you can shoot me a DM on Instagram. I'm at Richie Hustles. I try to get back to everybody. The only time sometimes I forget to check my requests messages sometimes, but hit me up on that, guys. I hope you all have a wonderful weekend, and don't forget, on Sunday we are going to do a live hustle. I just haven't figured out where yet. That's why it says to be determined on the live stream there. So thank you so much for being here. I have fun with all y'all as usual, and I will catch you guys on the next hustle. Peace out, guys.